Ladies and gentlemen, everyone wants a breakthrough year. Few people are willing to build one. In 2026, self-improvement won't come from hype, motivation, or waiting for the right time. It will come from doing small, uncomfortable things every single day, especially when no one is watching. Improving yourself 1% a day sounds boring. Good. Boring is where results live. Here's the truth most people avoid. You don't need more inspiration, you need better systems. Motivation is unreliable. Systems show up even when you don't feel like it. If you rely on willpower, you'll quit. If you rely on routines, you'll compound. And compounding is undefeated. But before you add new habits, new goals, and new plans, cut first. Cut the extra scrolling. Cut the fake productivity. Cut the habits that drain your energy and give nothing back. You don't rise by doing more. You rise by doing less of what doesn't matter. Next, win the first hour of your day. If you give your morning to chaos, the rest of your day will follow. The first hour is not for your phone, your inbox, or other people's priorities. It's for your body, your mind, and your direction. One disciplined hour can fix a distracted day. Then focus on high-leverage skills. Not everything compounds equally. Your ability to think clearly, to communicate powerfully, to manage money, to protect your health. These skills pay dividends for decades. Trends expire. Fundamentals don't. Now here's where most people fail. They don't track anything. They feel busy but don't measure progress. Track your workouts. Track your spending. Track your learning. The boring numbers tell the truth, and the truth is how you get better. Finally, stop obsessing over goals and raise your standards. Goals are things you chase. Standards are who you become. When your standards rise, better behavior becomes automatic. You stop negotiating with yourself. Improving 1% every day in 2026. ISN, eat glamorous. It's repetitive. It's quiet. It works. Do the small things. Do them daily. Do them long enough. And one day you'll look back and realize you didn't just improve your year. You upgraded your life. Most people wait to feel ready before they act. They wait for motivation to show up like a lightning bolt. That's the fastest way to stay stuck. Motivation is emotional, inconsistent, and temporary. Some days you'll have it, most days you won't. If your progress depends on how you feel, you've already lost. Systems don't care how you feel. Systems run whether you're excited, tired, confident, or doubting yourself. A system is simply a pre-decided way of acting. You don't wake up asking, should I work out today? You already decided. You don't debate whether to learn, save, or execute. The decision was made yesterday. When you build systems, you remove friction. You make the right behavior the default and the wrong behavior harder to access. Your environment starts working for you instead of against you. Your calendar, your habits, your routines, they quietly push you forward without needing hype. Motivation is a spark. Systems are an engine. Sparks fade. Engines compound. If you want to improve 1% every day in 2026, stop waiting to feel inspired. Design your life so progress is automatic. Decide once. Execute daily. Let the system do the heavy lifting while everyone else is still waiting to get motivated. Most people think self-improvement means stacking more on their plate. More goals, more habits, more commitments, more noise. That's backwards. Real progress starts with subtraction. You don't add strength to a structure before removing what's weak. You clear the rot first. Every distraction you tolerate is a tax on your future. Every bad habit you keep is stealing energy from the habits you want. You can't build momentum while dragging dead weight. Before you ask, what should I add? Ask, what needs to go? Look at how you spend your time, your attention, your money. Be ruthless. Cut the scrolling that leaves you empty. Cut the obligations that don't move you forward. Cut the conversations that lower your standards. If something doesn't give you energy, skills, health, or leverage, it's probably costing you more than you think. Subtraction creates space. Space creates focus. Focus creates results. When you remove what doesn't matter, what does matter becomes obvious and easier. You stop feeling overwhelmed because you're no longer trying to win at everything. Improving 1% a day isn't about doing more. It's about doing less, better. Clear the noise, protect your energy, then add only what earns its place. The first hour of your day is a power window, whether you use it or waste it. If you start your morning reacting, checking your phone, scrolling, answering messages, you've already handed control to someone else. You didn't choose your priorities. They were chosen for you. Winning the first hour means you decide the tone before the world gets a vote. It's when you take care of your body, sharpen your mind, and point yourself in a clear direction. That might mean movement, reading, planning, or quiet thinking. The specifics matter less than the intention. You act on purpose, not on impulse. This hour compounds because it creates momentum. When you start the day with discipline, better decisions follow naturally. You eat better, you focus longer, you tolerate less nonsense. One strong hour reduces the number of mistakes you'll make in the next 16. Protect it aggressively. No notifications, no inbox, no chaos. Treat that hour like an appointment with your future self, because it is. People who win their mornings don't need motivation later. They already built it into the day. If you want a 1% edge in 2026, don't look for it at night when you're exhausted. Earn it in the morning, before distractions wake up. Not all effort is created equal. Some skills give you a small return no matter how hard you work. Others multiply everything they touch. If you want to improve 1% a day, you have to be ruthless about where you invest your time, because time is the only asset you can't earn back. High-leverage skills pay you again and again. Clear thinking helps you make better decisions in every area of life. Communication turns ideas into influence and influence into opportunity. Understanding money gives you options, freedom, and leverage. Protecting your health gives you the energy to use every other skill well. These are foundations, not trends. The mistake most people make is chasing shiny, short-term skills instead of durable ones. Tools change, platforms disappear, fundamentals last decades. When you master the basics, you can adapt to anything new faster than everyone else. Investing in these skills doesn't mean doing more. It means going deeper, reading instead of scrolling, practicing instead of consuming, learning how to think, explain, negotiate, and execute at a higher level. Small improvements here don't stay small, they compound into better outcomes, better relationships, and better income. If you want real leverage in 2026, stop asking what's popular and start asking what lasts. Put your effort where it multiplies, and let compounding do the rest. Most people avoid tracking because it feels dull, restrictive, or uncomfortable, but what they're really avoiding is the truth. You can't improve what you refuse to look at. Guessing feels easier than measuring, but guessing keeps you average. Progress lies in the boring details: your spending habits, your workouts, your sleep, your learning time. These numbers don't care about your intentions. They reflect your behavior, and behavior is the only thing that actually changes outcomes. Tracking creates awareness, and awareness creates control. The moment you write something down, it becomes real. You stop lying to yourself. You start making decisions based on data instead of emotion. Small leaks become obvious before they turn into big problems. You don't need complex systems or perfect spreadsheets. Simple, consistent tracking wins: a note, a checklist, a weekly review. The power isn't in how fancy it looks. It's in showing up and recording reality, even when it's not impressive yet. The people who win long-term aren't more talented. They're more honest with themselves. They watch the numbers others ignore, track the boring stuff daily, and over time, it quietly turns into extraordinary results. Thought goals are something you chase. Standards are something you live by. Most people set big goals, get excited, and then quietly return to their old behavior. Not because they're lazy, but because their standards never changed. When you raise your standards, you change what you're willing to tolerate. You stop negotiating with yourself. You don't ask, "Do I feel like doing this today?" You ask, "Is this who I am now?" That shift is powerful because identity drives behavior automatically. High standards mean you don't accept sloppy work, inconsistent effort, or excuses, especially from yourself. You show up on time, you finish what you start. You take care of your body. You speak with clarity. These aren't goals with deadlines, they're non-negotiables. Goals can fail and still leave you the same person. Standards reshape you permanently. Even on bad days, your baseline is higher. Even when motivation dips, your behavior holds the line. If you want to improve 1% every day in 2026, stop obsessing over what you want to achieve and focus on who you refuse to be anymore. Raise the standard, and the results will follow without needing to be chased. So as you step into 2026, remember this: real change isn't loud, dramatic, or instant. It's quiet. It's disciplined. It's built in moments no one applauds. Improving yourself 1% every day doesn't look impressive in the beginning, but over time, it becomes impossible to ignore. Build systems instead of waiting for motivation. Remove what holds you back before adding more. Take control of your mornings. Invest in skills that compound. Measure what others overlook, and raise your standards so your actions no longer depend on how you feel. You don't need a new personality or a perfect plan. You need consistency, honesty, and the courage to do small things well every day. If you commit to that, 2026 won't just be another year you survived. It will be the year you quietly separated yourself from the crowd and became someone stronger, sharper, and harder to replace. Start today. Stay steady. Let the 1% add up.